Hey, what's going on, guys? Xiangqi here. In this video I'd like to demonstrate some sort of an update for my CCBridge Arena GUI. So I renamed this from CCBridge JS to CCBridge Arena because now it's not only inspired by CCBridge but also by the Arena GUI as well, because we can play kind of engine versus engine matches in this sort of application, which is built with a Electron.js cross-platform JavaScript framework. So I will probably just go for a quick demonstration and then we'll talk a little bit about the reasons behind this. So I just want to say npm start to run the app. I'm sorry for being a little bit distracted from my Xiangqi Stockfish series. I'm still working on Xiangqi Stockfish. But the point is that I don't know whether it's gonna be soon or not, but one day we'll definitely need to test the engine versus other engines, like Xiangqi Stockfish at very least. And I've been demonstrating you this app before, so it would be really nice to use it in order to play like my version of Stockfish versus, say, Xiangqi Stockfish or versus Chameleon. Those are the only Chinese chess engines I'm currently haven't and did manage to run, basically, but there are much more. So the first thing I did, it's a very dumb way of doing things, so I'm just resizing the window. That's the way how to toggle the move list. So by default I've removed this move list, but it still can be actually kind of like visible if needed. It is easier. It's just like as if we resize the window. But the most interesting thing, also I've added all the buttons to load game, save game, new game, load game, save game. All these buttons are now available here. So new game, let's try to open this one, for instance. So we can open the game now directly. Also no title, but still doesn't matter really that much. So we can play through the moves, and we can have a look at the move list. By the way, probably it's the game cleaned by the engines, I believe. Yeah, so what else? So just toggle this out, new game, and I've separated the engines into a menu list again. So let's open engine 1. Now the windows are a bit more pretty in terms of the size of the window. Also, I did provide the extracting the most important things from the engine output, like kilonodes per second, which is the measure of engine's speed, basically the score that engine currently, how engine currently evaluates the position, and the depth that engine hits at the given time. So everything else is absolutely the same. So let's have a quick game. Let's say we play Wukong versus let's just open engine 2, and here let's load Xiangqi Stockfish, the engine you all of you probably know. So here we go, and I want Xiangqi Stockfish to be plain black, and I want Wukong plain red. So remember that Wukong is written in JavaScript, is the engine that is used as the library for move validation in the CCBridge Arena GUI itself. So yeah, that's how it works. And now in order to start the game, I just need to say make move for red player, and the game begins. I've fixed the bug of drawing this last move yellow square not before the move is made, but actually along as the move is made. And also the animation is not is slightly faster now, so it just looks a bit better compared to what it was before, actually. And an interesting thing that even despite the fact that Wukong is actually written in JavaScript, it's faster. It has a faster move generator. And it's it's not a faster move generator. It's actually a slightly slower move generator. But the number of kilonodes per second, the overall performance seems to be faster compared to Xiangqi Stockfish. And for Xiangqi Stockfish, actually, this number of kilonodes per second is really miserable. While for Chameleon, it's even less. I'll demonstrate you that as well. However, actually, the depth that Xiangqi Stockfish hits is around 2 times deeper compared to Wukong. And I think, probably, yeah. So yeah, so Wukong is forced in threefold repetition. The GUI doesn't yet do anything with threefold repetition, so I can just manually stop the engine. But this literally means the resignation. So yeah, it's not really that great because, well, obviously, Xiangqi Stockfish is currently stronger. That's the reason why I'm working on Xiangqi Stockfish to make all the benefits from the Stockfish's search and trying to beat Xiangqi Stockfish after that. So another example, so we can open, let's now try to play like load engine 1, and again I want to play, let's take Wukong, and let's now play versus Chameleon. I've been showing you this before, but now it really seems a little bit more, you know, like so the window size is better, and also the option of toggling the move list, I think it's really more pleasant experience of what you see on the screen, like more eye-pleasing stuff. So yeah, let's start a new game. Both engines are initialized and the same stuff. Well, by the way, I can actually set up the custom position for engines to play, and let's say still Wukong is playing red, Chameleon is playing black, and now it's actually black to move, so let's force Chameleon to start moving. And here we go. So by the time the engines are playing, well, also, yeah, obviously we have the score, depth, I've been demonstrating the depth, and a very tricky thing is that you see that the depth that is hidden by Wukong and Chameleon is really comparable. So Chameleon is only slightly deeper. So even if Wukong was written in C, not in JavaScript, it would already be searching much deeper. And also, okay, by the time I was speaking, it didn't actually mean that it's playing somewhat better chess. So Chameleon actually has checkmated. Say like black wins, so Chameleon has checkmated Wukong. But it's not the point really. And what I really wanted to demonstrate you guys. So at this moment, this sort of a GUI already seems to be fairly enough for development testing. Well, at least the way I used to do it. Well, obviously we don't yet have things like playing blitz, like various time controls, some 5+2 or 3+2, 5+3 seconds increments, etc. So we don't have that obviously. But anyway, the interesting thing is that it's already playable, and we can connect the UCI engines and play games between them. I don't yet have matches or tournaments, but this is on the cards, and one day probably, you know, like when I just really feel a need for having that, I will probably implement that. But actually what I want to discuss with you guys is a little bit different then. So, well, obviously when it comes to testing my Xiangqi Stockfish versus these two engines, I would definitely be using this GUI as well, and demonstrating you all of the stuff as well. By the way, I just don't really like that. So can I hold on a second? Just wondering, I didn't really yet find a nice good layout for the apps for the Windows. Yes, probably should be like something like this. Yeah, might be okay. Maybe, well, doesn't matter. So the problem is, okay, it's enough to see, enough to watch the app. I want to demonstrate you one little thing. So for international Western chess, there is a site called CCRL, which stands for Computer Chess Rating List. And the idea is that all the existing engines, well, maybe not all the existing engines, but at least CCRL team is trying to rate all the existing engines, from the top engines like Stockfish, right, and then to than actually for like very almost random mover. So yeah, by the way, this one seems to be like a random mover, so 200 elo points only, so not really that much. Okay, so this is the list, and you see like how many engines do we have here, and it's blitz time control. We have almost 700 engines, so 697 engines being rated here at this time control. So we have 2 minutes plus 1 second increment. This is the standard time control for this sort of a section. And I was asking guys who has been developing Chinese chess engines, is there anything similar to CCRL? And they said that they're not aware of that, and also that one needs to invest money in order to run this site, etc. But I think that at very least, what I know regarding the CCRL is that the engines are tested by volunteers, basically. So you can just have an app locally on your computer, and then they just need to agree on how exactly they would be testing, which hardware, etc. And then actually running the games and sharing the games within this table. So I think that we don't even need to run a server, basically. So this can be static as this can be hosted as a static pages on GitHub. It's not a big deal, really. And if we will have this sort of a tables for different time controls, I think this might be really on the cards. Well, obviously there are a couple of issues. So the first issue, that my GUI doesn't yet allow to play like 2 minutes plus 1 second increment, but that's not really that much of an issue, so this can be done actually. Another issue is that my app doesn't yet have the built-in utility to calculate rating, but actually this is one of the most used one. So it's a command line tool, and with Node.js it's really trivial to actually use this. Well, actually a bit of an unfortunate thing is that it actually relies on PGN, but I think if we can hack into the source code of this app, then probably we could have even writing some custom app might be on the cards as well. So not really sure, but this shouldn't be that big problem, basically. So this is doable as well. So if we just have a static page, play engines one versus another, and I even think that then like 1 second per move fixed time control is also might be interesting. And for me personally, this is the preferred time control, like fixed time control, like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3, 5 seconds per move, etc. Because when we play like some human-like time controls, it's not really the matter of playing strength of the engine, but also the matter of time management. And let's say if there is something wrong within the engine regarding the time management, it just can simply be losing on time. And it doesn't really mean that it's weak, it's just losing on time. That happened to my engines in previous, and that's the reason why I'm talking about this. So probably just to measure the clean power, the clean strength, the pure strength of the engine, it might be on the cards to actually run a fixed search time control. So that might be the case. And the last but not least thing to consider is taking something as the starting point. And there is already there is a table that exists, believe it or not. Oh my god, if I could only find this. So on Harngerd Muller's site, yeah, right over in here. Starts torturing me. I want to go for HTTP. No, it doesn't allow me. Okay, just try another browser. I'm sorry, guys. It's a little bit of a pain even to get there within Chromium, but anyway, just open another browser and show you quickly what I mean actually. Okay, So nope, I don't want HTTPS, I want HTTP. Okay. Harm-Gerd Muller has created a rating list for Chinese chess engines when he was working on his Chinese chess engines Max T and Ha Ti Ki. It's a bit strange names, but not that bad engines, not that bad at all. Okay, so let's just sorry guys, hold on a sec. Okay guys, finally I found this site. So here is the CNC section of Harm-Gerd Muller's site. Okay, next. So here he demonstrates his updates for CNC regarding the WinBoard app, but there should be a rating list somewhere. Oh, okay, here it is. Here it is. Relative strength. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so to get a rough impression on the relative strength of various engines, I conducted a round-robin hour of bullet games. So, okay, so these are bullet games, 40 moves per 1 minute, I guess. This should be 40 moves per 1 minute. Early to 2011, so it's quite pretty rare already, yeah. I didn't notice that before. Where every engine played every other engine 10 times. Okay, that's not that bad. The tourney was conducted with WinBoard, applying strict perpetual checks rules, and declaring draw after 30 non-reversible moves, counting checks and evasions. This produced the following ranking. Okay, so this is just the winning percentage, right? So Cyclone is a commercial engine, I know. Some others here as well. So it's 33 engines for start. And at very least, these are all the engines he managed to run. Well, I don't really believe that all of them might be run on Linux as well, because I guess he was doing this on Windows. But anyway, here is, so he used the same app to the same utility to calculate the rating, and he set an offset of 2500s for no specific reason. So it's really hard to say. So depending on offset, the upper and the lower value might be really varying. So I mean, where exactly they currently are, but even the relative strengths are really interesting, basically. So here is the table that we kind of like already have, or at very least we could have used this sort of an engines for testing results, which might be really interesting to consider, basically. So what is in my mind is actually trying to go for this distributed testing approach, just to have an estimated rating for every engine. So let's say just run 100 games, like this one versus this one, and etc. Let's just try to run, I don't know, one engine versus another, like 100 games. Actually, 300 games is already more or less enough to have a reasonable rating, because with this 10 games, you see, like, it's plus minus almost 50 elo points. It's a bit it's not really that precise results. Okay guys, so anyway, I'm not offering you anything, obviously, and I just wanted to share this sort of an information. So, and I'm really just really want to get a bit of a feedback from you. So if you're interested, if anyone is actually interested in having this CCRL like rating list to rate Chinese chess engines, so I think this might be fun, and I don't see any issues in free hosting of the results, like in the format of a simple table. and we also can even store the games, so just compressing them and host them on GitHub at very least, as far as there are not really that many games, or just splitting them into accounts, etc. So I think this might be a really interesting thing to consider. And so what else he has here? So these are his engines. Okay. So yeah, really lots of interesting things to consider basically. And my engine has been playing with this one, I believe. Okay. So yeah, just let me know what you think about this stuff, guys, in the commentaries down below, and I'll be back with coding Xiangqi Stockfish very soon. So until the next time, and take care.